Oh, my hearties, a very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue, and I thought I'd pop up and just say hi to every one of you. So, just up for a quick random pop up tonight and see what's happening with you guys. Lovely to be with you, of course, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I say. So, do come on, let me know how you are, and we'll have a quick catch up. I think that's very, very important as well. Lots of lovely people joining me here, which is just what it's all about. And I got such a lift the other day when I saw that little notification that said, some comments have been filtered, meaning all the wee trolls had been booted down the sworry. We love that. Cheerio, trolls, I say to you. And dinky-dinky-doo. Come and join us as soon as you possibly can. I'm Scottie McClue, hashtag FloatI, the first lord of the internet. And we are, of course, live. Welcome to our live chat. Well, Scottie. Well, Tom, Dinky-Doo. And there's Minion Man, says Scottie, Minion Man. How lovely to have you with us. Just quick random pop-up, few shout-outs, and that sort of thing. Very, very important, I say. And those of you who have followed will be getting your notifications just to let you know that Scottie McClue is live just for you. Thank you for coming and joining us, and Dinky-Doo, I say to every single one of you. Now, I want to know what you're up to. I want to know what you're thinking about, what's going on these days. So there you go. Any action on the phones, Scottie? Well, we haven't at the moment, Tom. I've not got them switched on at the moment because, as I say, this is really more of a recovery. I say to you, thank you very much. I love you, Scottie, says somebody. Who's voting reform? Says somebody. Well, I think probably a lot of people are voting reform when you see what the alternative is. I tell you. Good afternoon. I hope you're well, brothers. Now, that is Bobby. Bobby, I take it you're in America when you're saying good afternoon to me. So there you are. Scottie, will you be voting reform? Well, Minion Man, as you know, I'm apolitical. So, we wouldn't comment on anything like that, I tell you. Hello, Scottie. Hello, Dinky-Doo. Somebody looks like anything Rangers. I thought it looked like a Rangers fan there. My goodness me, we've got some Rangers fans. Is that my goat back streaming, says Scott McClue fan. Scott McClue fan, yes. And thank you for your lovely video, of course. Everybody is enjoying that. Sorry, Scottie. No, Minion Man, you never need to apologize. It's nothing like that. It's just that I wouldn't discuss who's voting what on here from my own point of view. Good to see you back on, Scottie. Tom, it's good to hear from you, and thank you for joining us the other night. I know it was very, very short, and we were only up for a very, very quick pop-up, but I still think it's important that we all keep in touch. Money Jers says anything Rangers. Yes, indeed, anything Rangers. And anything Rangers, do you also shout, hail, hail? I tell you, glad you liked the video, Scottie. I love making them. The Dinky-Doo, you're very kind. I thank you. Who's your do's for cracking pan rips? Fit like the day. There's my friend Aberdeen just saying fit's fit. I tell you. Scottie, you'll be watching the game tomorrow. Oh, yes, I think I'll be watching the game. Although, can I tell you, we noticed tonight, and I've posted it on my X, what used to be Twitter, and everybody still seems to call Twitter, but it's X. Hello, Scottie, from across the pond. It's Mr. McClue. Prediction for tomorrow. Oh, I think Scotland might well win that one, I tell you, in München. There'll be one or two people having a Stein tonight, I think. Nicht Deutsche sprechen, ich bin ein Ausländer, nicht verstehen. So there we are. That's what I tell you. But, so there we go. Scottie McClue. What's your tip for someone who's clueless? Watch Scottie McClue and become clueful. That's what it's all about. So yes, the number of Scots in Munich at the peak will be the same amount of people that used to listen to Scottie McClue every half hour on the radio at night. Isn't that just amazing? Scottie, have you been to Inverclyde? Oh, Minion Man. We love Inverclyde. You'll check out my videos on TikTok and YouTube, and you'll see I have been to Inverclyde. I went to Greenock, and I was at the Splash. Does that ring a bell with you? So there you go. Now, what have we got here? Oh, we've got a wee troll. Say bye-bye to the troll, everybody. Bye-bye, troll. Bye, troll. Oh, I blocked the troll. That's it. We troll away. Fantastic. Doon the Swanee with the trolls. I say, always love that when the trolls have to go. Scottie, you should tune in to the Armagh versus Galway match on Sunday. Tom, I'm sure that will be quite a match, I tell you. Yes, Armagh. When we're doing the 6 counties, we start with Antrim, Armagh, there we go, Fermanagh, Derry or Londonderry. Yes, we do that one as well. Tyrone, County Down. How am I doing? Am I doing okay? There we are. Hiya, Susan. DINKY-DOO. Lovely to have Susan on here as well. Welcome back. Scott, have you ever been to a distillery? I don't know that one, Minion Man. No. I have been to a distillery. Yes, I went to the distilleries in Islay. You're looking sharp, Sir Scottie. Well, it's very kind of you. I've been a bit nay-wheel. So that's why you haven't been seeing me for some time. Sean's from Fermanagh, Scottie. Yes, County Fermanagh, Tom. Did we get them all? What did we get? Antrim, Armagh, Down, Derry or Londonderry, Tyrone, and Fermanagh. Have I got that right, Tom? You have to keep me right on here. I tell you, Rangers or Celtic. My advice is that you go and you watch them both play and then make your mind up. Make a decision. That's what it's all about. Guys, we're only up for a few minutes tonight. So tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. DINKY-DOO Scottie says, Neil. Neil, how lovely to hear from you. And welcome, I say to you. There we go. Now then, what am I getting here? Somebody's sending me stuff from the stock market. Good man, Scottie. Get Donegal and Markin in there as well. The true Ulster counties. You're absolutely right, Tom. Yes, 9 counties in Ulster. The red, white, and blue. There we are. And what have we got here? Up the ultra. Oh, what would that be? Ultra Delight and something. I don't know. You're still doing the phone-in. We're still doing the phone-ins. We haven't been on for the last few Saturdays because we've been nay-wheel, as we say in Scotland. So do you go on orange marches? I don't, Minion Man, no. I think they should probably contain that to Ireland and everybody should go over and beat the drums around the Boyne. You know, I think that would be a good idea there. Absolutely. Mon the Hibs. Wonderful. Absolutely. Now, up the undiscovered something. I don't know what that is. 3 cheers to the red, white, and blue. Yes, indeed. And also for the green and white. In the interest of balance, you see. Balance. Scottie McClue, always very, very balanced. Now, guys, get yourselves onto the YouTube channel and get yourself subscribing big time there. I tell you, very, very important. You'll see the link on the TikTok bio. Just tap it, and that's you at the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, and then we'll get back on here for the chit-chat. I say for the TikTokers. Share as much as you can. Scottie, I got the car service yesterday. It's going like a dream. The Ford Fiesta. Oh, they're like sewing machines. Who sent me a huge watermelon? Thank you so much. You've not changed a bit since the 90s, Scottie. Do you know it's 40 years today since I went to ITV Grampian Television in Aberdeen? 40 years. I don't understand. I don't understand where the 40 years has been. And if the next 40 years are as much fun and as tough, then, you know, we'll go for that. We've only had one really difficult time, and that was caused by somebody else, a very, very bad man. And so there we go. Scottie, do you become a millionaire off the radio? Yes, Minion Man. What you do is you start off with £2 million, and then you go on the radio, and very quickly you'll be a millionaire. I say to you, Tom's just sent me £1. Tom Phillips, you're a very, very kind man, and that's very good of you. There's the wonderful Gordon Roddick from Scottish Television. It's good to see you again, Scottie. Gordon, it's always such a privilege to hear from you. Guys, Gordon was the, if not the first announcer, one of the first announcers on Scottish Television, Gordon, in 1957, and then became a very fine transmission controller in charge of putting the programs out technically, and also just a very, very fine man, a very nice man to work with. And my goodness, I bless the day when I met your good self, Gordon, because you're a man of great quality. And I was quite humbled. I thought, I'm speaking to a legend here. When we were working at Scottish Television, Gordon, 40 years today, up to Grampian. So it will be 39 years since you and I met, I tell you. There we are. Who is going to get binned here for, right, the guy that's asking me to do something, I'm going to mute you. I won't bin you, but I'll mute you. Come back to Guruk, where solace can be found. Oh, hello from Drumnadrochit. Do you know, last summer, I went through Drumnadrochit on a bus. Is that not amazing? What about that? I couldn't stop because I've got friends in Drumnadrochit. I've got friends everywhere, actually. There we are. Scottie, I hope to see David and Marion soon. Two legends they are, Tom. And Tom, thank you for your kindness. You're a very fine man. It's very good of you. It's a great chat tonight on the old YouTube and TikTok. Long way from the radio days. The radio days, 32 years. But then we also started the station in 1990, Centre Sound, Central FM. So that's, what's that one? So that's 34 years that station's been running. Still doing very well. It's a lot of good investment. I listened to you on the radio 30 odd years ago. I thought you were ancient then. Well, I was, and I'm even more ancient now. So there we are. A fan did a wonderful collage of photos, and one was a lady asking me, she said, God, Scottie, I thought you were dead. And I had to check myself and say, well, apparently not. Central LiveStream still going strong? Absolutely, Tom. A wonderful radio station. I've got friends work at it, and I know the people. I still know the people. So there you are. We can get Central in Belfast. Wow, Tom. Amazing stuff. Alive and kicking, absolutely. If you aren't academic, don't speak. Quite right. No, I would say if you can't speak, then don't be too academic. So what about something like that? If you can't speak on the radio, I'm not talking about people who don't speak habitually. And then you get people who are very, very quiet. You say, he never speaks. So he's just very quiet, you know. So there we go. I tell you, are you watching the Euros tomorrow? I'll probably have a dip in. I probably won't do a live during the Euros, just in case I was watching them. But I find today, you're always a radio man, Scottie. I think so. There are principals. Yes, there are principals. And there are deputy principals. And there are senior staff. And there are managers. There's all these things. I tell you. What have we got here? Watching the Euros. Well, I think that I found out the number of Scots in Munich will be equivalent to the number that used to listen to Scottie McClue every half hour on the radio. That's not bad, is it? Thank you very much for coming on. And thank you for sharing the live, guys. And thank you for following. Always follow and go up to the bio on the TikTok. If you're watching on TikTok, tap the YouTube channel, pay us a visit and subscribe. You have no seniority over me. Oh, I think. Has everybody not got seniority over you? I don't like to tell you. They're maybe playing you along. The Scots drank Munich dry today, I heard. I don't think so. Munich has got the, was it the festival? Is it not? Is it not a beer festival? I think there'll be a few steins still available in Munich. I don't think it'll run out of booze. There we are. Aberdeen was very good in the heady 80s. John Donnelly it was. And I can remember going to a public engagement, and there was Alex Ferguson, the manager of Aberdeen at the time. Isn't that wonderful? So there you are, a great man. And then when I went to Manchester, there was Sir Alex Ferguson managing Man United, a marvellous man. Oh my goodness, look at this. Scottie McClue's back naked. How lovely to have you with us, and DINKY-DOO. Gerald says, is it true that McClue Towers is in Castella di Milco in Glasgow? Yes, we're very close to Castella. I've got to pronounce it properly. Castella di Milco. Castella di Milco. In Glasgow, Glasgowenus, Castella di Milco. Evening from Northumberland Pipes, we love you. So there we are. Now, do you think an Archie Gemmell goal due? There we go. Bling, are you still here? Well, of course, we're still here. We're always here. I've been a bit knee-wheel, so that's why you haven't seen me popping up as regular as usual. I tell you. Yes, McClue Towers, Castella di Milco. Fantastic. Now, let us know what you're up to, for goodness sake. Have you followed? Have you subscribed? We're going to have to go soon. I said we would just be up for a few minutes, but it is so lovely to have so many of you on joining us tonight. And, of course, you can watch later. Absolutely, Andy. DINKY-DOO. Have you been poorly? Oh, I've been poorly. Poorly. I had to go off my work for the first time in 50 years. Well, I had my first job at 12, so how long ago is that? That's 56 years ago. So my first job was 56 years, but it was a Saturday job on the boats, on Ritchie's ferries at Gourock. W.R. Ritchie, a marvellous, marvellous, lovely man. And his nephew just passed away about 2 or 3 years ago, that ran Ritchie Brothers. So there we go. Absolutely fantastic. So that was that. But yes, 51 years in July, 2nd of July, 51 years. I had my first job in a bank. 4 years of banking with a B. What's the national anthem of Scotland? Well, that's a very simple one. The national anthem of Scotland is God Save the King. But there have been a few half-wits arguing with me and say, oh, Flower of Scotland, Scottie. Flower of Scotland is a very nice folk tune. It's about two kings who were fighting. I think it was Alexander II and Edward of England in the 1200s. So there you go. And then, of course, we chose our own king. We wrote to the Pope the Declaration of Arbroath, 1320. So there you go. So it goes back to even before that. And there were wars with Scotland and England. Why is it no Scots were here? Because the crowns united in 1603. The Scottish crown took over the English crown. And therefore, you've got the crowns united. So two crowns, one king. Well, it's actually three crowns. I think the Irish crown is in there as well. So there you are. So it's actually three crowns, but two crowns, England and Scotland united, and therefore one king, therefore one national anthem. And the national anthem, the words to God Save the King have been about since the 1500s. But it was George Frederick Handel of Handel's Messiah that actually put together God Save the King. And no, we don't sing the verse about rebellious Scots. That hasn't been sung for 250 years. So there are no objections to God Save the King being the national anthem. But we do like Flower of Scotland. And it was written by, in fact, by Roy Williamson, who went to the same school as King Charles. Wonderful school, perhaps the best school in the world, I would say. So there you are. Good night, Scottie. Good night, Susan. Night, night, my dear. Off you go to Bobo's. I will have to go soon as well. And from that point of view, who have we got here? Look at this. This is just wonderful. Scottie, yes, sir, I can boogie. I'm going to watch Scotland versus Germany tomorrow. I am indeed. Now, is everybody watching on the YouTube channel subscribed? Very important, I say. Can we all say good night to Susan? Night, night, Susan. Evening, Floaty. Good evening. Lovely to have you with us. How does a general election work in Scotland? Well, it's actually the same because it's only one general election across the United Kingdom, across the 4 countries. But what I was thinking, should we just change politics entirely and England and Wales and Northern Ireland, they could go with the new reform and they could reform, and Scotland could go with the SNP and the ALBA and get themselves away from Westminster. I'm buzzed up for tomorrow. I can't wait. I remember you from Scott FM. How can you possibly? Do you know that in December this year, Scott FM, 30 years. Today, 40 years since I joined ITV. Oh, you'll see I put up a couple of videos, guys. So you see him. Send everything with Scottie McClue on it. Just automatically, axiomatically send it round. So is Rishi Sunak the PM in Scotland then? Well, now that's a moot point. Yes, in a way, he's the PM of the United Kingdom, but we have the FM of Scotland. And as far as I know, the FM of Scotland and the PM of the UK are on equal footing, right? Or should be, according to the Act of Union. I shall check that up. So there you are. Where have you been, Scottie? I've been nae wheel, son. We need reforms, Scottie. Yes, well, look at all the little videos, guys, and look at that wonderful guy that pops up. You were good on FM. I loved it. Jilly, thank you for my beautiful heart. Oh, you're so kind. Oh, you beautiful TikTokers. And thank you for sending me all these red roses. We sometimes pop up a little goal. Just a wee 500 red roses. But remember, you never, ever, ever have to give anything to Scottie McClue. It's only if you're feeling flush. If you're flush. Can everybody watching on YouTube give us a thumbs up? Bottom left of the picture, you'll see a little thumbs up sign. It's either that way or that way. Which way is the thumbs up? Is it first or second? First, second. First, second. Which way is the thumbs up? Scottie, I hope I've not been here for a while. Reese, how lovely to have you with us in DINKY-DOO. Ben Soldier Boy, DINKY-DOO, Scottie. Feeling better, are you? We're getting on the mend. I'm hopefully going to get back to my work in a few days' time. So that would be very, very good. I've been very nae wheel. Very breathless. Attacked the lungs. DINKY-DOO, I say to every single one of you, we'll have another 5 minutes and then it's game over. Have you ever been to Hull? What do you mean, have I ever been to Hull? Oh, hang on, guys. Here's a guy. Go away, Mr. Boring. He's called Chris. Let's shall we bin him? No, we'll leave him. So he has to suffer. That's what we want. Yes, the most boring man in the world is called Chris, and he's watching right now. Who are you voting for, Scottie? Well, Reese, as you know, I'm apolitical. I'm not really a political animal. So from that point of view, I say we don't. Guys, if anybody wants to give me a red rose, that would be lovely. Just one. I think it's worth one tiny red rose. So as you know, Reese, we don't go into all that on here. And as we get closer to the election, we'll need to watch our P's and Q's a wee bit. I tell you. I was going to tell you a story about Hull. Yes, I used to broadcast every night on Viking radio. So I know Hull inside out. The Humber Bridge. How much does it cost to get across now? There we are. Scottie hasn't a political bone in his body. You're quite right, chum. Thank you. You call yourself a comedian, but you're not very funny. Chris, I have never, ever, ever, ever called myself a comedian. Quite the reverse. I am a very, very serious man. And I never, ever, ever said I was funny. But I think you're funny. You should call yourself a comedian. There we are. Scottie, in fact, I did stand-up comedy once, and I was asked to sit down. How about that? No, Scottie, I'm talking to Chris. All right. Sorry, Connor. Thank you. Connor's sorting Chris out. We love it. I thank you very much. Why am I getting information from the stock market popping up on my computer? I don't do the stock market. Do you like chicken curry? I don't like chicken curry, no. I love chicken curry. And I love Chinese chicken curry. Get following, guys. I caught your place on Scotland's Wealth. Caught your piece on Scotland's Wealth. Hats off to you for that, Scottie. Oh, yeah. I mean, Scotland's been ripped off for 317 years. Scotland can't leave England. We love our brothers and sisters. Don't go. No, well, we love our English brothers and sisters, but we're a wee bit dischuffed with Westminster. So there we are. So Chris is talking, you're not funny at all, just boring. Well, Chris, you'll always find everything boring because, because of your IQ, if you know what I mean. So there we go. A true Viking. Oh, absolutely, John. When you worked for Viking, did you live in Hull? No, I travelled to Hull and I used to visit Hull, but I was also broadcasting from Sheffield to Leeds and to Liverpool and to Middlesbrough and where else? To the Midlands and all over the place and down to East Yorkshire, but I know it very well with your red pan tiles. So there we are. We love Hull. And you know Hessel? She's from Hessel. There we go. Scottie, have you ever been to a park in Glasgow by the name of Pleasant Park? No, John McD, but I've heard of Pleasant Park, I am sure. So there we are. Don't forget the northeast of England, the southerners. Forget us, Scottie. Yes, they do. So there you are. And it's not your fault, F-O-U-G-H-T, you're boring, says Chris. Was it ITV or STV you were on? Well, they were all part of ITV in those days. ITV was 15 separate companies. Can anybody list them? Grampian Television in the north, Scottish Television, STV. What else do we have? Border Television in Carlisle. I worked for them. Tyne Tees Television in Newcastle. Yorkshire Television. Granada Television. Yeah, remember all that. What else do we have? ATV. Yes. London Weekend. Thames Television. Anglia Television. Westward Television. HTV, Harlech Television in Wales. Have I got them all then? I think we've just about got the lot there, haven't we? Oh, and Southern. Yes, Southern Television. I think that's where Hull used to come from. Do you remember Hull? There we go. I said to you, Scottie, I had a Chinese there. It was absolutely busting. J. McD, excellent stuff. I said to you. Now, who's that there? There's somebody saying They're gay. Right. Why are you telling us this? There we go. Now, oh, this is very funny. This is very funny. Connor has taken on Chris and is sorting him out on here. Don't forget Ulster Television, Scottie, UTV. That was part of ITV as well, Tom. So you should have 15 companies. And then we were joined by Channel 4. And Channel 4 had local breaks that went out from the ITV stations. But it was a wonderful, wonderful setup. And then gradually one company took over the other and they all got swallowed up. And now they're ITV. So there we go. And ITV News used to be Independent Television News, which was ITN. And ITN was all the bosses at ITN were all the managing directors of the ITV companies. And there were some terrific characters there. I'm frae Cove, Falkirk. I take nae prisoners. Yes, I'd rather meddle with the deal than the Bournemouth Falkirk. Touch in, touch ha. What do you think of the lad that finished his walk, Craig? I thought he was outstanding. Fantastic stuff. You were the big boss man, Scottie. The big boss man. Yes, indeed. Very fair. Very tough, but very fair. Reese, would you do football punditry? I'll tell you a funny story. Well, I thought it was funny at the time. I was telling a joke and at one of the radio stations, and it involved a bit of football commentary, and I went, so anyway, he boots the ball, goes out to Smith, oh, what a cross, right, doing all this. And the head of sport goes, Scottie, I see you a minute. So I went over, I said, yes, what can I do for you? He said, would you like to join us in the commentary box on Saturday? Because I think you'd be outstanding. And I said to him, well, I'm very flattered. I said, but can I tell you something? I know very little about football. And I thought this was beautiful. He turned around with a lovely smile. And he said, oh, well, you'll fit in well with the rest of us then. Oh, we love it. I tell you. There we are. Your shot's making it hard to read the comments. It actually is. It's not flaring like it used to do in television, but it actually is quite difficult to read the comments. Scottie, I loved it. We used to wind up the pensioners at the radio, saying it's all their fault. I know, bless them. I would have to change my tune a little bit if I go back on now, because obviously the pensioners are genuinely having a very, very, very tough time under the present administration. So then nothing gets past you, La. So there you are. So that's how close I got to the commentary box. Good afternoon and welcome to Hampden. We'll have a look at the teams very shortly. Rangers and Celtic. Couple of changes. All that stuff. Where are you from? I am from the universe. I am a child of the universe. I said to you. Who's given me a red rose? One red rose. I need somebody to give me a red rose, just one. Just so I know if that's working. Just the one now. There we are. Now, what do we got here? How do I get rid of this? All right. I'll do something about it. Something keeps popping up. The stock market keeps coming up on the computer. We love all that. Yes, the shot's making it very difficult to read the comments and to see who's commenting. I don't know if I could change the screen or change the color in some way. So there you go. I tell you. Now then, have we been up for long enough, guys? Have you had enough? Get following. I tell you. Scottie McClue says dinky-doo to every single one of you. We've still never, ever been overtaken for audience to a talk show. And I think it should be back on. Connor's the 148th member of the team. So there. Who do you support? I support you. Yes, I think that's very fair. And nothing gets past you, Lala. Carter sent a red rose. Thank you, Carter. You're very, very kind. So there we go. Scottie, you're old school. Oh yes, proper broadcasting. So there we are. I support Scottie for the next Prime Minister. Shall I have a word with John Swinney and Nigel Farage and say, right, McClue's thinking and something here. Germany or Scotland tomorrow? Well, I'll be in Scotland afore ye. See what I just did there? I think Scotland hopefully will win. What do you think about the Euros tomorrow? Well, that's just what we're talking about. DINKY-DOO, Scottie, from Stephen and Jenna in Bishopton. Stephen and Jenna, we love you in Bishopton. I was thinking about Bishopton recently. I used to go and visit the Golf Inn. Do you remember the Golf Inn? A lovely place that was. Fingers crossed, everybody. Scottie, I remember you from Century Radio in Manchester. That is also 26 years in September. Yeah. What English club do you like? Well, I like the Arsenal. I like the Man United. I like Liverpool when they're not cheeking up about the king. I like Man City as well, I have to say. I like Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. I like Hull City. We like Leeds United. We like Newcastle United. The Magpies, all that sort of stuff. Sunderland. Borough. We like Borough. Preston North End. Not Everton. Everton, yes. We like Everton as well. And Goodison Park. Goodison. There we are. And DINKY-DOO. Anybody get any bets on the Euros? Well, I don't think we can. We're not a betting channel, so we couldn't do anything about that. Right, I'm going to have to go, guys. I can't stick around enjoying myself all night talking to you beautiful people. Plus, I'm getting a bit short of the bellows now. What's the furthest south you've ever been? Oh, I would think Crete. Crete's the furthest south I've ever been, I think. Crete. Yes. Yes, I would say Crete. And there are, hey, Scottie, hey, Amy, DINKY-DOO. Good night, Lala. Good night, Tom. Lovely to have everybody with us. So there we are. Now, lists, a box. Don't know what that means. I tell you. There we are. DINKY-DOO. Scottie, you're a true inspiration, and so are you, Reese. You are a top man. I am telling you. The correct score, 7-1. For who, John? So there are, John Darley is predicting 7-1 tomorrow night. Will that be 7 for Scotland or 7 for Germany? Nicht Deutsch sprechen, ich bin ein Ausländer, nicht verstehen. You're looking dapper, Scottie lad. I thank you, R. McKenna. Has everybody subscribed on the YouTube channel? Guys, get the link to the YouTube and start sending it round so that we can start getting into it now. And when I'm well, 100% well, we'll get back into a bit of YouTubing. I tell you. Right, I'm good to go now. It's 10 o'clock. You should have told me. I've missed my bus now. There we are. Lovely being with you all. Take great care of your dear selves. This is Scottie McClue saying DINKY-DOO to every single one of you. Stick your tongues out and say ta-ta. Ta-ta. Try it again. Ta-ta.